Tech fans, it's time to be up with the white and gold. He is GaTechJon Watts. I am Jeremy, the Impact York. We are here to talk all things Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets football. And my goodness, are there a lot of things to talk about. But first, how are you, John?
I'm doing all right. It's one of those crazy weeks, you know. I mean, we had a concert Monday in the house, a concert Tuesday in the house, and then yesterday we pretty much stayed up all night because two people in my household had to be at school at 2 a.m. this morning, and they've spent the day in New York. I did get a little video chat just a little while ago, so they made it back to the hotel and they've completed their first day and they said they are absolutely tired.
I was about to say they were wiped out. I read the itinerary when I was at your house over the weekend, and my goodness, I thought I'm busy on a normal basis. If I went on that trip, yeah, about 3 o'clock, I'd go. I'm just going to take a nap, guys. You guys catch me at dinner.
Yep. Yeah, they had it was about lights out about an hour, and they got a 6 a.m. wake up call. So
Yeah, I saw that, and that's mean. By the way, guys, that is their lights out is seriously like 11 o'clock, and then they have a 6 a.m. wake up. And I know a lot of these kids are high school related and all, but that's mean. That's mean. Your lights out should be at 9 or 9:30 or something like that. You're asking for these kids to accidentally stay up all night, and it's going to be brutal. But all right, we're not here to talk about trips to New York or high school. Uh, although that would have been nice. We went to Disney, but that's a whole different thing. Uh, we're here to talk about Georgia Tech. That as soon as I said I have this team figured out, as soon as I make that groundbreaking thing that they play up or down to their competition, they do the polar opposite. And a team that we thought that they would beat pretty handily, maybe by 7 to 10 points. Instead, they beat 45-17 as they just rolled over. I forgot the mascot of Virginia, and at this point, Virginia probably forgot they had a football team. But overall takeaways of the Big Tech victory over Virginia.
I mean, like you said, I mean, all the like thoughts and patterns, and I mean, we've seen during the season because someone said, they're winning all the even games. Well, this was an odd one, and so that throws that out. And for most part, I mean, some of these games you think will be kind of close. This one was just not. I mean, Tech came out and they just played out all cylinders, and um, I don't know if Virginia just wasn't expecting that or what happened there, but
I,
there's no telling. But yeah, it was a nice win and a half.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the stats, and Haynes King didn't really throw for all that much. We'll talk about his stats in a second, but you had Dante Smith with 78 rush yards. Haynes King went for 83 on just 7 runs, and Jamal Haynes with 119, and that's where 5 of the touchdowns came. There was only one that came in the air. So this Tech team kind of did what Kennesaw did a couple weeks ago, and they're trying to find an identity. And they go, you know what? I know we're trying to get away from being that run first team, but if that's the only way we can get this thing to work right now, then we should do that. And so they went straight into rushing again and just crushed Virginia.
Yeah, I mean you've got to adapt on defense on the defenses you come up against. You want to be explosive offense and run and throw some passes, but if you find out the run works, then I mean you keep at it and then just keep at it, keep at it. And in this case, they really did just keep at it. And like I said, there's only like one touchdown that was really through the air, and the rest, it's just runs. And when we're not talking about like, I mean, I know the first one, we had a 2 yard run, but we're talking, 34-yard runs, 33-yard runs, 43-yard runs. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
these aren't like they're just breaking out, and then no one's catching them. So it was a nice thing to see.
Well, like I said, Haynes King was 23 for 30 for 208 and the one touchdown, no interceptions. I like the no interception way better than the rest of those stats. But, and you look and everybody goes, oh, well, Eric Singleton Jr. had 5 catches for 80 yards and a touchdown. Well, he did, but 58 of his 80 yards came on one play. So after that, everybody, if you take that 58 away, everybody had like 30 yards or less as far as on the receiving core. So this was just, let's go back to running the ball. And if Virginia's not going to stop it, then we're going to score 45 points.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, whatever works, you just keep at it and get what you need accomplished.
And even looking defensively, had a couple sacks on the day, a lot of pass breakups. Kyle Efford and Jalen King with the big tackle days. It just seemed to really be an across the board performance. I know when you get up big, you get to play the second and third and fourth strings and things like that, but it was good to get reps for a lot of these guys because they're going to need it in the next couple of weeks. They are only 5-4. They only need one more to be bowl eligible. So they just got to win one of the next 3. But the next 3 games might be the toughest 3 games they've had all year long. You get Clemson, you get Syracuse, and you get Georgia.
Yeah, I definitely. Georgia's never been. I've always used kids. We might beat them once in a decade, and that's really what it comes down to. But again, with the season, you never know. But yeah, Clemson and Georgia are both. When you go to Georgia Tech, you're told that those are your 2 rivals. You got your in-state rival and your ACC rival. The good, bad, and the ugly. We're the good, Georgia's the bad, Clemson's the ugly. But
what is it? Clemson is that Highway 20 or Highway 85? What's the one that connects basically Tech with Clemson?
That's 85.
Okay, 85. That's the 85 rivalry. That's the same as the Atlanta Gladiators and the Greenville Swamp Rabbits.
Yep.
Okay.
Straight up.
So the Okay. Just wanted to clarify that because I always get it wrong. I was thinking it was 20, but I guess that is 85. So, but yeah, like you said, it's, Clemson is actually more of your rival than Georgia is because it really does feel like about once every 10 to 12 years, Georgia Tech, blind squirrel finds the nut and beats Georgia, or Georgia's in a down year, or, something. It still counts. Hey, it's still in the record books. It still counts. But I've been making Georgia fans a little nervous because they've got kind of a weird gauntlet of a schedule left too, and they're already writing off this Tech game. And I said, yeah, Georgia, you got Lane Kiffin this week, and I forgot who they got next week, which Tennessee on the road next week. And I said, yeah, those are going to be tough games, and I do think you have a chance of getting through those. And if you do, you'll be 11-0. But Tech this year might just be that weird, quirky matchup that gives Georgia fits. And if you come out slow, looks like Haynes King and guys can really put some numbers up.
Yeah, definitely. We saw that this past week, and we've seen in different games that we just kind of stick in there and find what we need to do and work on it. And yeah, definitely. I know you mentioned we are 5-4, but we are 3rd in the ACC. So the top 2 teams made the ACC championship, and I know it's a crazy thought, but we're only 1 game behind in the division. And
yeah,
guess who's losing right now?
I was about to say Louisville's playing right now.
They are heading into the 4th quarter. Down 21-14 to Virginia.
Ooh,
so
go Virginia.
So you never know what's going to happen. It could come down to the end.
Yeah, it really could. And 3rd in the ACC, I would have never. And you're in lone 3rd place. There's a lot of 3 and 2 teams in there, but you are the lone 4 and 2 team. You're not going to catch FSU, but in the first real year that they're doing this crazy format, it would be something if you somehow sniffed away into that game. But let me go back to, you got Clemson, you got Syracuse, and you got Georgia. You technically just need one to be bowl eligible. Do you think there's a win in there somewhere? And if so, who's the best chance?
Honestly, I would pick Syracuse. Clemson, we have a tough time with them. We used to, it was kind of back and forth, and then we kind of identity over the last several years. May have lost a little bit this year, but still, I know we're both sitting at 5-4, but historically Clemson, they really kind of find a way to find our number and do pretty well. Syracuse, like I said, I think is the best chance. Again, it could be off and on, but it's not as crazy as Clemson beating us. And like we said, we beat Georgia once in a decade. So unless we can pull off another miracle on Techwood, against FSU was that 1 year. But I think ideally, I think Syracuse would be this.
Yeah, I would agree with that because Clemson has suddenly woken up and Dabo has them playing at an elite level again. I don't know. We've almost written them off a couple of times this year, and Georgia Tech finds some weird way to stay in it. But yeah, I definitely think you are probably staring at a 6-6 season, which is right about where we had them. I think you said 6 wins. I think I said 7. Yep. We're right there in that window. They're pretty much where we thought they were. They took a different path to get here. Most people try to take a straight line. They took the Yellow Brick Road. I'm really just not sure how they got here, but here they are, and they're right kind of on schedule. You can kind of say Brent Key has them where we thought they'd be.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we got 5 wins on the season, which is more than we've had in a season in the last 4 years. Even last year we said we won 4 games. That was an improvement over the previous 3 years. This year we've got 5. So now we're continuously improving. So I think definitely in putting Brent Key in this place is definitely what we needed to really build this go. So, people always say it's a building year, but technically it is because it's Brent Key's first full year as a coach, and it's working pretty well. We're not. It's just not going to be like Georgia in 1 year, so it's not going to be like we're going to go from a 3 to 4 win season and then go undefeated. It's highly unlikely. It's probably been done before, but it's really highly unlikely. But I'll take this improvement and just kind of keep building on it. So I feel like we're right.
Well, I will say I'm just looking at the preview that the 4-letter put up for Georgia Tech at Clemson. I don't know if you're looking at the same preview. Are you?
So,
are you looking at the same preview of Georgia Tech at Clemson?
I have looked at a preview. It wasn't great.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to go, this is top passer, top rusher, top receiver. I didn't know if you'd seen this, but it's pretty interesting because if I said the top receiver in Eric Singleton Jr. for Georgia Tech, are his stats better or worse than the Clemson Tiger guy? What would you say?
Well, based on you asking the question, he's probably worse.
No, actually, Eric Singleton, they have the same amount of receptions with 33. Singleton has 552 yards and 6 touchdowns. Collins has 445 and 2 touchdowns. So Singleton is actually having a better year than Collins. So let's go to the next one. Is the running back Haynes, not Haynes King? That would be regular Haynes this time, I guess. Is he having a better rushing year than Maffa for Clemson?
Let's say yes.
That he is. He has 6 more carries. Looks like about 40 more, 39 more yards. And he's got 6 touchdowns to where Maffa has 8. That's the only way Clemson actually has the advantage in that one. And then we go Who's having the better year, Klubnik or Haynes King? It's Haynes King. Uh, he has thrown for almost 250 more yards than Klubnik. He has thrown for, quick math, 8 more touchdowns. He has thrown 4 more interceptions, but if I told you this far into the year that Haynes King would have thrown for 2,330 yards, 22 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, I don't know a Tech fan that wouldn't take that.
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree. Sometimes you find those crazy stats. You're like, okay, yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. But, I did read a thing earlier where we're opening up as double-digit underdogs, even though
Is it really? I'm looking at
those
that now.
states. That's kind of
Ooh,
weird. But that's where we kind of read that we were opening up as double-digit underdogs, but yet when that happens, we usually find a way to prevail.
yep.
So,
You are a 14.5 point dog in this game,
yeah.
which means on a neutral
I'm
field,
looking at
if they played this game in your backyard, they would only be an 11.5. So, I mean, that's not bad. That's 2 scores.
yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, just keep with it and, maybe have a crazy outcome.
And it's a noon kickoff, which I think favors Georgia Tech because Clemson is used to playing later games that may be a little tough for them. They might be a little slow out of the gate. I'm not just trying to make a case for Georgia Tech. Clemson, if you look, doesn't do that well with early kickoffs. So this could actually start pretty good for the Jackets.
Yeah, that'll be good. I think I'm gonna be flipping back between a couple games. There's like a couple good games at noon tomorrow. So definitely gonna be on a look around.
I will get to start to watch this. I will have to keep up while I am at the Kennesaw finale, but I will definitely watch the rest of it when I get home, hopefully excitedly because I know what happened. But yeah, 12 noon kickoff. This is the ABC opener. That tells you how important that ABC even sees it. That they could have flexed out of this game, and instead, anytime the alphabet decides to play a game, they're trying to steal the ratings away from the others, and they might do it with this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's a Michigan Penn State game at the same time, so
Yep.
definitely something to compete with, and try to take some away from that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now I want to know when that is. Hold on. When is there? It is.
That's all the way Michigan Penn State noon as well. And Ohio State plays
Ooh,
Michigan State later.
that is on Fox. Wow. Fox versus ABC. Those are two pretty good games, actually.
Yeah.
And not to be outdone, the 4-letter has got Alabama, Kentucky. So that's not bad either.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah,
need more than
both of
two
those games are pretty
screens.
good.
Might need more than two screens out there, folks. There's some really good matchups out there.
Well, if the kids sleep late enough, then we'll be all right. I'll have a couple going. Got two computers, TV.
Oh, I have to watch myself. I would suggest how you can help that happen, but I don't want those people knocking on my door again. So we'll just say yeah, really tire them out the day before, and that way they'll sleep late into the day, and you'll get the opportunity to watch those. Maybe keep them up late. That's a key. Keep them up late.
Mom's not here. Stay awake, kids.
Yeah, exactly. Ice cream for breakfast, just whatever you can do. That's what makes fun Uncle Jeremy. That's at least what I heard. So we both give Tech a chance, not just because this is a Tech show. We just gave half a dozen reasons why this could actually swing that way, and I think for any ACC fan or even if you're not a fan of these teams and you're just a fan of us and you tuned into this show, first off, thank you, Mom. But you know, uh, pretty sure Big Dave's watching too. Shout out to Big Dave. But other than that, this is going to be a fun matchup. I hope everybody enjoys it. So let's end off with the Who You Got segment as we always do. Looks like Virginia is still up 21-17. So I'll just go ahead and assume we both picked Virginia on this game, which we did. And let's go into the other ACC matchups. We've got the 12 noon kickoff on the ACC network. Virginia Tech against Boston College. Virginia Tech is a 1.5 favorite on the road. Who you got?
It's another one of those kind of close matchups here. I mean, you got Virginia Tech at 4-5, Boston College at 6-3. So I'm gonna go Boston College.
I think I picked them in some of the official leagues I'm in, but I'm going to say Boston College kind of starts to coast on this maybe late in the game because they're already bowl eligible at this point. Maybe they realize they're not playing for a whole lot because I don't know that they can catch you guys and a couple others for the ACC championship. So I'm going to say Virginia Tech, who needs 2 wins in the next 3 weeks to be bowl eligible. I think Virginia Tech's going to find a way to do this. We obviously going to pick Tech in the next game over Clemson. And then, hey, Steve Harvey, you're getting bumped again as on the CW network at 2 p.m. NC State is on the road and a 2-point favorite against Wake Forest. Who you got?
I'm going to take Wake Forest to come up with a little bit of an upset here. I know NC State's a slight favorite, 6-3 and 4-5, but I'm going to take the home guys this time.
Yep, same reason I picked Virginia Tech. I'm picking Wake Forest because they need 2 wins in the next 3 weeks to be bowl eligible. People don't realize the money, the all the stuff involved with making a bowl game and what it does for your program. That's why you fight so hard to do it. So give me Wake Forest because I think they're going to get real close. They might even make it into a bowl. But NC State, I think, is going to coast a little bit and get caught flat-footed. 3:30 on the alphabet. So it must be ACC day on the alphabet ABC there because following the Tech Clemson game is going to be Miami versus number 4 Florida State. Florida State is a 2-touchdown favorite. Who you got? Apparently, John is stunned by all this. He is stunned by that question, folks. Well, until he comes back, I'll tell you, I'm taking Florida State. Florida State's going to make the top 4 this year. They're going to beat Miami. I don't know if they win by 14. They probably win by 10 or less. But this is going to be a good game. Miami's going to come out to play because they know they can be a disruptor. I'm going to go Florida State in this particular one here. We got John back yet? Working on that. We are working on it. All right, I'm going to go to the next game. Oh, lost him for a second. I think we're about to get him back. There he is. I think, yep. Apparently he had to go to a different closet in his house. I think. Are you there? There you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked Florida State in that one. I think they're going to be a top 4 team. We realized that you were just frozenly stunned by that matchup, which we totally understand. But I'm taking Florida State. Like I said, they're going to be one of those top 4 teams at the end of the year, and Miami's going to play them tough. A 14-point favorite. I think Florida State wins by like 10 or less, but it's going to be a really good game. But Florida State's probably going to win.
Yeah, I agree with you there. FSU's having a great season. They were thinking on the way to getting a college been one of those top 4 teams. So yeah, I definitely agree with you on there.
All right, got 2 more to go in the waning minutes of the show. Pitt is going to take on Syracuse. Pitt is a 3-point favorite on the road. That is the 3:30 ACC network matchup. Who you got?
This is game our annual Yankee Stadium game. So it's slightly, I mean, neutral. Neutral is not as neutral as playing in Jacksonville.
That's what I was just
Um,
about to say. They're as neutral as Jacksonville.
uh, yeah, I think that would fit. I think they'll pick it up and keep that favorite. I mean, it should be a little close, but I think they'll keep Syracuse down.
Yeah, I agree. And as somebody who wants Tech to win that Syracuse matchup, I think you got to smack Syracuse this week. So, yeah, give me Pitt in that one as definitely the road team at Yankee Stadium because Syracuse is like in the alley behind Yankee Stadium. So, last but certainly not least, yep,
Syracuse is orange, like the net,
yeah,
and Pitt's wearing their blue pants,
ah,
like Yankees.
wow, the things they come up with, and they say wrestling is gimmicky. Um, Primetime ACC Network, North Carolina, number 24, host Duke. They are separated by only one win by a handful of miles, couple country roads, and UNC is a 14.5 point favorite. Who you got in primetime?
I'll take UNC. I don't know it'll be 14 points, but I think they've been having a pretty good season. This is a typical, pretty good matchup, annual matchup, and three of the in that triangle down there in North Carolina, up there in North Carolina. Um, so, yeah, but I'll take UNC.
Yeah,
I mean, probably a lot closer if it was basketball, but
yeah, it could be. I agree that 14 is a lot. North Carolina is by far the best team, but for the sake of getting to say this next comment and for the sake of just being different on the show, give me the Dukies and shout out to all the Johnny Test fans out there that'll understand that reference. But there you go. There's all the ACC matchups. We told you what we thought Tech's going to do this week versus Clemson. There's just a lot of good stuff we just talked about, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. So for GaTechJon Watts, I am Jeremy the Impact York. This has been Up with the White and Gold. We will see you guys next week. Let's get a Go Jackets on the way out.